So I graduated at 17. And then I went to college and played college football for about a year and a half. And
Where'd you play at?
I started at Pearl River Community College, and then I transferred to East Mississippi Community College. They actually ended up making a TV show right after I left called Last Chance U.
Okay, that's where it was. Yes.
But yeah.
So what was the calling to join the Navy of all the branches?
So my grandfather was he was actually a colonel in the Marine Corps, So my father was born in 1948. My grandfather was a colonel in the Marine Corps around the time of the pre-World War II. Mm-hmm. And he actually was a spy for the NSA. What? I mean, I've been to the country.
To an extent.
Yeah. I've been all over the world, though, because my job in the Navy, I wasn't on a ship. I was a loadmaster on cargo aircraft on C-130s. You know, we would start in New Jersey, we would fly up to California, then Hawaii, then Guam, then Japan, you know, South
Basically
Korea.
Make your way around the world.
Yeah. So I just tell people I've been to 6 of the 7 continents. I haven't been to Antarctica, but I've been everywhere else.
Well, it doesn't really exist.
Yeah, I've actually been to Papua New Guinea. I've been some crazy places. When I was in Florida, I actually learned how to surf.
Surf?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ray, you're a big surfer, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
On my belly.
Really? But, yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think everybody, if you see it, that's one thing. Man, I'd love to learn how to surf. But no,
Real quick, best piece of advice you've ever been given.
Give it to God.
Oh, it's good.
That's really good.
That is really good.
Don't let it stress you out. I learned that over the past year and a half, and it's been hammered home.
Welcome to the New Dad Order podcast, brought to you by Burns Estate Planning and Wealth Advisors. If you're in need of financial advice and or retirement planning, with 12 locations from here in Hammond, Louisiana, all the way over to Florida, they're the ones to go to. If you need their contact information, check in the comments down below. My name is Ray. We got Parfait right over here.
How's it going, everybody? Ray, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Just
doing
good?
well.
That's good.
Doing well. Pretty happy. We got a guest in the studio today.
Let's go ahead and introduce.
I'm going to make an attempt to introduce him. So I met our guest a few years ago at a PARD football meeting for incoming and veteran coaches. He's a Ponchatoula resident, a general contractor, who is a senior project consultant for Choice Vine Roofing, a former Navy Airman who, before joining the Navy, played at East Mississippi Community College for Buddy Stevens, a year before they started filming the Netflix show Last Chance U. Enjoys playing guitar, hunting, and fishing. He's the father of 2 boys and 1 girl. He's also a God-fearing, loving husband. And I believe does a great job coaching these young men on the football field at PARD Rec. Welcome to the show, Charles Lyle.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you having me.
To you about Thursday. Thursday dropped a new flavor, salted caramel. The taste of it is so good. Still the same results that you can get from the strawberry lemonade one as well. I've been using it for the last year. Still waking up at 3:50 in the morning. Body is still recovered, ready to get on the next workout. But give it a shot. Promo code NDOZZZ for a discount at checkout. Of course. Charles, nice to meet you. Glad you could join us here. Father of 3. All within a small window. So needless to say, sleep is something that has probably not happened a whole lot for you over the last 8 years.
Yeah. You know, my wife does a fantastic job of helping me out.
Helping you out? Yeah, helping you out.
Yeah,
right?
we've actually been married since we were 19.
Really?
Yeah. So we got married. We were dating when I went to boot camp. And then when I got out of boot camp and went to aircrew school in Pensacola, we actually got married that December.
Okay, so she can move with you?
Yeah, so she went with
me.
Yeah.
Well, my sister, actually, similar story with that, where she got engaged. My brother-in-law was in the Air Force, and they're shipped off to San Antonio right after they got married.
Yep.
So you were I'm sorry, what branch of?
I was Navy.
You were Navy?
Yeah.
All right, so joined the Navy out of high school,
so
more or less.
So I graduated high school when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
I was my parents should have held me back, but it's all good. So I graduated at 17. So and then I went to college and played college football for about a year and a half. And
Where'd you
then
play at?
I started at Pearl River Community College, and then I transferred to East Mississippi Community College. They actually ended up making a TV show right after I left called Last Chance U.
Okay, that's where it was. Yes,
But yeah, that's
With
where I
JB.
played. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Coach Buddy Stevens, he was my head coach. And then I just had a blast up there. It was great. Actually, a couple of my good buddies that I played against up there are still in the NFL right now.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you ventured also JUCO ball.
Yeah.
Done with that, and then decided to enlist and
Yeah.
do something that I've said numerous times that in my head I could do it. I know deep down I was not meant to enlist, and I'm not strong enough to have done it. So I'm always fascinated whenever people actually did that, signed up, knowing that you were going to choose something hard.
Yeah.
And that's almost a philosophy that I've tried to adapt over. I mean, over a long period of time, but really trying to live true to it this year of do something hard. Like do something hard every freaking day. And joining the military, you know that you are about to do something hard every freaking day that you sign up.
No doubt.
And what was the calling to join the Navy of all the branches?
So my grandfather was he was actually a colonel in the Marine Corps. So my father was born in 1948. My grandfather was a colonel in the Marine Corps around the time of the pre-World War II.
Mhm.
And he actually was a spy for the NSA.
Whoa.
Yeah, he spoke 6 different languages fluently: Russian, German,
Hmm.
read and wrote everything. And so my dad, they lived in upstate New York at the time. My grandfather would just ship out of nowhere, and then he'd come back like 6 months later, and they would just know that he went out on a job, you know. And then he would come back, and he'd kind of tell them some stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, the secret. Yeah. Well, I mean, he
So-
probably got to divulge a lot more secrets than what people could nowadays, simply because of the fact of the temptation to spread the word isn't as easy as being in our fingertips as well.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure there was a lot of myths about your grandfather that probably
Oh,
went
yeah.
around as far as that went, or
Oh,
had
yeah.
a secret family, or because people didn't know he was a spy, needless to say,
Mhm.
and then he was just leaving and going around.
Right.
So they had to make for. And how many siblings does your dad have?
So it was my dad, and then my 2 aunts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so they had to live the life of being.
They did. They lived in Frankfurt, Germany for 8 years or so. Moved around the U.S. a lot. They actually sailed on the USS America, I believe it was,
Okay.
from New York to somewhere in Europe.
Across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have that one. That doesn't
So,
sound like
you know,
a
they're
summer vacation that I would wanted to sign up for.
Yeah, yeah.
But needless to say, an experience all by itself.
Yeah.
Have you got to travel to Europe?
Yeah, I've been.
So
been
you've
all
gotten
over
to
the
go
world,
to Germany or see places that they grew up in?
No, I mean, I've been to the
Or to an
country.
extent,
Yeah. I've been all over the world though, because my job in the Navy, I wasn't on a ship. I was a loadmaster on cargo aircraft on C-130s.
Okay.
So what we would do is we would basically fly to, from point A to point B, pick up cargo or people or whatever, and then fly it to its destination and drop it off. So I mean, we would start in New Jersey, we would fly up to California, then Hawaii, then Guam, then Japan, South
Basically
Korea.
make your way around the world.
Yeah. So I just tell people I've been to 6 of the 7 continents. I haven't been to Antarctica, but
Yeah.
I've been everywhere else.
Well, it doesn't really
Yeah,
exist.
I've actually been to
The
Papua
Earth is
New
flat.
Guinea. I've been some crazy places. But
What's the most extreme place that you've been to that the Navy brought you to?
the most extreme place?
How about this? The place that you'd say, I'm never going back there, and the place
Yeah.
saying that I can't wait to go back to.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't ever want to go back to Djibouti, North Africa.
Yeah.
I don't like
There's
the
just
name.
not a whole lot there. You're pretty much just stuck. And then my most favorite place of all time is Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, I actually speak Spanish, so that
that Spanish, right? Because it's different
Yeah,
in Spain than what it is,
it's
but you
a
can maneuver through it for the most part.
Yeah, it's not too much different.
No
It's really
different
just,
than the bad English that we speak in South Louisiana.
right.
So.
Yeah.
No, Spain's great. So I did Spain. I went to, fortunate enough, because my sister was married to someone in the Air Force, I got to go visit my big sister.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they were in England, and I went and visit her, and we got to take a trip to Barcelona. And so I was probably 20 or so at the time. Definitely did not appreciate it. Want to go back again now, like as an adult and like with adult finances, it would be a lot more fun, I'd imagine, than doing it at 20 years old.
Yeah.
But it memorable to say the least to go to Barcelona. And Spain was, I could see why. Like, I think that having been fortunate enough to travel, that's a culture that I definitely didn't get to embrace. And it's so unique in Spain compared to, I mean, every part of Europe is in its own right. They have their own thing, and it's so different than a place that's only 200 miles away.
I know. Yeah.
And Spain's definitely one of those. What city in Spain?
So I spent a lot of time. I was in the Navy, so we kind of stayed by the bases. But it was called Rota.
Okay.
Rota, Spain. Yeah. Really cool place. They actually have like they have a beach there, not too far from the little town, and it's just super cool architecture. A lot of history there.
So of all these places that you got to visit, and you end up in the great state of Louisiana in the end.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what drew you to making your roots here? Was it wife is from this? I know you kind of grew up across the Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Went to quite a few different schools between Louisiana and Mississippi, and then decided to plant roots down here in Louisiana. What was the main factor of getting you down here in Louisiana?
Just being close to family, really.
Okay, so most of your family.
Yeah, my dad. My grandmother built a house in Madisonville in '98. I was born in '94, so and that's why I say I grew up halfway in Madisonville and I grew up halfway in Bay St. Louis / Pass Christian, Long Beach. My dad was a school district superintendent over there, and but yeah, we just moved back here when I got out of the Navy because my wife's originally from Belle Chase / Slidell, thanks to Katrina.
Yes.
They moved. But yeah, they live in Slidell now. My in-laws, and my mom lives in Hattiesburg. My stepmom lives in Madisonville.
So Katrina is one of those storms where as you get older to where everybody kind of feels the same age, but yet it's such a time marker in Louisiana whenever you start to realize like the connections that made. So born in '94, Katrina was obviously in 2005.
Yep.
So that was like right as like life was getting, I guess, fun really like as a kid where you started to get a little more independence. You started to have your core group of friends. How did that affect you being at that age for Katrina, from the school change or whatever, most challenging thing that you went through and maybe the most rewarding thing that you went through as far as?
Yeah, Katrina changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. Like the friends that I kind of started life with, all that kind of went away because it was pre cell phones, really. I mean, we had cell phones,
but it wasn't to the extent of what it is now.
Like it just, luckily, a couple of my good friends that I grew up with in Bay St. Louis, their parents actually moved over to Destin too, to Florida. When Katrina hit. My birthday is actually August 31st.
Oof.
So I turned 11 2 days after Katrina hit. Yeah, it changed my life, Actually one of the kids that was on my football team in Bay St. Louis, for Pee Wee football, him and his parents stayed in Bay St. Louis. And they made it through the storm, but about a week after that, they said, and I just remember my parents telling me this because I was pretty young. But they said that can't even remember his name, man. But he actually passed away because he was either bitten by a mosquito with encephalitis, or he was bitten by some kind of rabid animal with rabies. But after the storm, I guess they didn't really see the signs until it was too late. Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, tragic story after tragic story when it comes to something
Yeah.
like that, where we went from living a normal life to, if you stayed in this Gulf South area, it was third world country
Mm-hmm.
in some places, without electricity, without proper hospital care, doctors. Just, I mean, they were trying to get things done, and something as simple as that we take for granted, if it was a mosquito bite or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And, you know, claiming the life, obviously, of a young person and a close friend of yours at the time is something that, yeah, nothing can prepare you for that. No one has words to help you get through that.
Yeah.
So you're completely uprooted, move to a different location, lose your best friend, and it's like, oh, by the way, life's going to be totally different from here on out until you graduate high school.
Yeah.
And then it continued to play that way because high school changed for you multiple times before you ever do it. So I assume that sports and football was probably the thing that you were able to. Was that whenever you started to channel your energy into that? Was that like, I guess, your emotional release as a young kid?
Yeah, I definitely use football. I still played baseball. I played a lot of baseball. Played a lot of travel ball when I was over in Florida. And that was kind of when, I guess, when travel ball really started.
Yeah, that was a big time right there. Whenever, because. Yeah, that was it, because I coached a travel baseball team in my early 20s with my best friend, and it was right around that period of time, and USSSA tournaments were all over the place, and things were blowing up
I had a blast.
from the travel baseball scene in Florida and the Panhandle to this day, because I have a little boy that plays, and whenever we go to a tournament that's out of town and we draw some team from the Panhandle of Florida or along the Alabama, Mississippi coast, they are always good. So a lot of rich baseball talent.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of athletes just in general, but that tends to be where baseball is the easy sport. Football is the one where it takes time for kids to get into it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you went that route of just being an athlete, and then like, you know, I like hitting people more than I like hitting things, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely was a release for me, getting to hit people. But when I was in Florida, I actually learned how to surf.
Surf?
So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ray, you're a big surfer, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
On my belly.
Really? But yeah.
Well, how? I mean, obviously, I think everybody, if you see it, that's one thing. Man, I'd love to learn how to surf. You actually did it. Was that with a group of friends, or you were just?
It was with one of my friends, man.
Determined to figure out how to do this thing?
So when we evacuated and we moved there, we were living in like an apartment that was being paid for by FEMA or whoever was paying for it, you know. And it was literally, I don't know if y'all know where Pompano Joe's is. It's a restaurant. It's kind of like pink. It's right on the the beach. So I went down to the beach one day. I just walked down there by myself, and I met this kid. His name's Caleb. I'm still great friends with him to this day. But I started talking to him, and I'm like, hey man, I skate. He's like, oh yeah, I skate too. I surf. He's like, do you surf? I said, nah. He was like, you want to learn? Like, I'll teach you. So, his dad had grown up surfing in like Southern California and stuff.
Real surfing, yeah.
Yeah. And then him and his mom moved over to Florida. And but yeah, he kind of took me under his wing. Him and his dad, they showed me what board to get and stuff, and I was able to learn
how to
pretty
surf
quickly.
Can you do it now, still to this day?
Yeah.
So, all right.
Whenever I was in the military, anytime I would go to like Waikiki, we would go to Hawaii a lot. I'd go to Waikiki and rent a board and go out there and
and that's a big, because in my head I'm like, all right, yeah, this dude lived in Florida, learned how to surf, but like we're talking about like, yeah, when they have a big boat that passes and sends some swells, but you join the military and now we're going to Guam and you're going into the Pacific. And there's real opportunity for you to actually see, like, do I actually know how to do this crap, or do I think I know how to do this?
Hey, to be honest though, man, the waves in Florida will get pretty big during the wintertime.
Really?
Yeah. They actually so there's a difference.
In the Gulf?
Yeah, in the Gulf. There's a difference. There's called ground swell and then wind swell. So wind swell is wind driven, right? So in the Gulf you don't get a whole lot of ground swell. That's where you kind of have that force coming up from underneath and it makes the wave. Well, in the Gulf, you have wind swell. It's just the wind blowing and blowing and blowing and gradually making the waves bigger. Well, during the winter months in the Gulf, you'll get a lot of windstorms, a lot of like bad, convective activity, thunderstorm type stuff, and it'll cause big waves and it'll be over a couple of days. Well, then after a couple of days, your waves are maybe 10 foot, 11 foot, sometimes bigger than that. Well, what'll happen is since, coming into the beach is you're coming straight from the south. Well, that wind will literally switch around from a straight south wind blowing 30 miles an hour. You'll watch the flag. It'll go from that way straight to that way. And when that wind switches around and starts hitting the faces of the waves, it'll make them just jack up and get super clean. And, you can get in a barrel.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so cool to sit out there and just watch the wind switch.
Yeah, it's something that I've never seen because, well, I mean, even though we don't have winters, I mean, it still gets cold enough to where you're not going to hang out on the beach. We're used to walking on the beach and just sweating because you're sitting out there.
Oh yeah.
And so the
We'd
winter
be out
time,
there in wetsuits. We'd have wetsuits on. And
that sounds, I mean, although I hate the cold, I'm such a wuss. I'm saying that sounds awesome, but I mean, I'll complain that the water's too cold whenever it's 102 degrees outside over there.
I feel you.
So, but learning how to surf. So Hawaii, I mean, you have to have cool pictures of surfing in Hawaii, right?
Man, yeah, I have some. Yeah.
Did you wipe out bad?
Ever
Get chased by a shark?
I've never been chased by a shark. The only encounter I really had was when me and Caleb were surfing one day in Florida, and the water was really dirty because when the waves start getting big, it'll churn up the sand. It'll be real like murky, like Mississippi Gulf Coast water, And I can say that I grew up there.
Well, I mean,
So we know.
I mean, Biloxi beaches are not known because of their beautiful white sands and crystal blue water. It's not called the Emerald Coast right there.
Right. Anyway, so the water was murky and we were just sitting up on our boards and we just saw this big black shadow go right under us and we were like, oh.
Yeah. So have you taught your kids how to surf whenever y'all go out to the beach?
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's something you want to do? You have to.
Oh, I definitely want to.
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah, I definitely want to, but just haven't really had the opportunity quite yet.
Well, no, because whenever one gets old enough, you make sure that you have another one on the way to have a diaper to change is what it seems like. So how many more are you going to have? You got 3.
Oh, man. 6 maybe.
6?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Why not?
No, we're done.
I was told this. I have 1, so I can say whatever the hell I want. But my mother-in-law says that if you can have 3, you can have 6. My wife is one of 6. Once you figure out what to do when you're outnumbered, they said that's the key. So that's what I was told. So I'm passing along that advice to someone who will never have another kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can have 6. You should do that.
Somebody actually told me one time that once you get past 3, it's the same.
I guess logically it makes sense.
It really doesn't change.
It starts to get a little more self-sufficient. So you should go for it.
Yeah.
Your wife's gonna hate us.
We decided we're done.
You decided you're done? Yeah. Well, you know what? That's in God's hands, so we'll see what happens
I
from
know,
there,
right? Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, no, we didn't know how many we'd have. We didn't know if we'd have 1, none, whatever, and it was kind of like we ended up with 1, and then we're like, all right, we're getting too old. We better not have another one.
Yeah.
So,
My wife was actually she grew up having real bad thyroid issues. She has hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's disease, I think it's called. And so the doctor actually told her whole life that she'd never be able to have kids.
I love doctors.
So I know, right? Anyway, so we tried for really about a year and a half straight. Like we tried, and nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, I was on a mission. I was in Hawaii actually. She calls me at like 3:00 in the morning. No, I was in Guam. I'm sorry, I was in Guam. She calls me at 3:00 in the morning. Hey, so I rode to the store and got some pregnancy tests. And I'm pregnant.
That's
I
awesome.
was like, I literally said this, man. And I was like, should I have said that? But this is what I said.
I mean, it was honest, whatever it's about to be. I know that.
It was 3:00 in the morning in Guam, okay? I said, okay, that's awesome, but can I just call you back in the morning? I'm sorry.
I mean, I imagine you still get crap for that comment at times. So.
Man, my wife's cool.
Yeah, I mean, cool, but calling you out on something like that would be well within reason to do.
Yeah. She hadn't. She's left it alone.
She has?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna come out of the
Yeah, I'm
comment.
lucky. I'm lucky.
Blessed.
Yeah, it's gonna be that time whenever your little boy gets in trouble in high school and they're gonna call the house and be like, I'm too tired. Talk to your dad.
Yeah, right.
And, you got to go pick him up from this party because he got in trouble because that's what teenagers do.
Right. No, I know.
Based on what I've heard so far, what you said, grandfather in the Marines,
Mhm.
you went Navy. It feels like this association to water is what drove you to the Navy.
Maybe.
I just wanted to close the door on that one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My first choice was the Air Force. My first choice to this day would be the Air Force.
What? Tell me why the Air Force.
I love the Navy. I love the Navy.
Okay,
and I
but
love everybody I serve
Tell me why
with.
your first choice would be Air Force, because I don't want to make fun of you.
Well, my first choice when I went to join the military was the Air Force, just because I couldn't get in the Coast Guard because they had like a 2-year waiting list. So
The Coast Guard?
yeah.
Wow.
And for the job that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to the Air Force recruiter, talked to him, but I had just gotten out of college from playing football. So I was big, you know. I'm just a touch smaller than I am now, really. And he's like, first thing he did when I walked in the door was, "Hey, follow me." We walked back to the scale. He said, "Yep, lose about 40 pounds and then come see me." So I was like, okay, I don't really have that option. Yeah, so I actually decided to go into the Navy because the Air Force recruiter told me, you know, like, hey, lose 40 pounds and come back. So, and I didn't really have that option at the time because my dad was really on me heavy. He's like, well, son, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, like, you got to do something. My dad.
How old were you?
I was 19.
And just out of college?
Yeah, I just dropped out of college.
Was it because you dropped out of college? He was on you?
Yeah, I definitely think so. My
Mhm.
dad, you know, my dad was he got his doctorate in education, and to him in this world, the most important thing besides God and your relationship with God was an education.
Mhm.
And you know, he was a school district superintendent for 30 some odd years, and before that, he was a principal. He was a football coach. You know, like,
Academics were around him
Yeah.
a great deal.
yeah.
So,
And so he always told me your education is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Which he ain't wrong. He's
No.
not wrong.
he's not wrong. I mean,
But there's a lot, you know, there's a lot more. So yeah, I think it could have been because of that.
but the military, and that is so like that's such a breaking point because it happens with a lot of kids where like you're forced with a decision right here where I have to grow up. I'm not going to school anymore, and I'm going to join the military. And at the time that you join, this was in the early 2000s, right? Or not? No, 2000.
It was 2013. I joined,
Yeah, so not early. So you knew. To me, that is what is. So I graduated high school in 2000. I had friends that joined and enlisted after graduation of high school.
Mhm.
9/11 happened, and like the 4 guys that had joined the Marines, like they were first ones out.
Yeah.
You signed up knowing that we were in complete conflict no matter what I do. And that is the part for me that's really hard to wrap my head around, where I admire anyone that signs up for the military in general, but knowing that like you are going to possibly be put in a highly dangerous situation.
No doubt.
It doesn't matter if your dad was telling you needed to do something, whatever. That there's a lot of other choices you could have done, and wherever it may be, learn a skill, become a carpenter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you chose, no, I'm going to do something that's really freaking hard and I might get killed doing it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a different breed of people. And I don't think that everyone truly respects what guys like you sign up for, especially at certain points in time throughout what's going on in the world.
Sure.
And so I don't think there's ever anything to discount that decision. It's not just a job or a profession, or it's something that means a lot to the people that put on that uniform. And, you know, you kind of poking fun at yourself for saying I needed to lose 40 pounds because I wanted to be in the Air Force. And I'm still thinking, I'm too big of a wuss to have done it in anything. And you're like, well, if I can't go possibly die in the Air Force, I'm going to go possibly die in the Navy.
Yeah, right.
Because that's what it is. That's the reality of the situation, is that you could be put in harm's way and you were still willing to do that no matter what.
Yeah.
And you played football. Ray played college football. You played college football. There's a certain mentality that was put in guys like you to embrace the suck,
No doubt.
and power through and work with a team and have a goal and take leadership or take a role of service throughout that and step up at times and other times. And I think stuff like that is, I don't even know you, but I'm willing to bet that you're probably going to be a great dad if you're not already one, you know, like you're on the trajectory of it.
Yeah.
You know, like you've made decisions that were not easy in times of chaos in your life.
Yeah.
You know, even from the standpoint of Katrina completely uprooting you, how many kids you know at that age just completely turned away because their parents were so distracted with personal life stuff and got involved in stuff they shouldn't have got involved in.
Yeah.
You know, and if you did do that, you still veered back into a direction where you knew that was wrong and came back to what was right. And I think there's so much adversity that happens throughout our lives at different ages. And yours is no different than that. I mean, you've faced it then, and you faced it this year as well. You know, the industry that you're in, which we'll get into, where you're working for, a contractor, you do roofing.
Yeah.
And this community right here was struck by Hurricane Ida all across Louisiana, this area where it was completely devastated. And everyone needed a new roof because they had holes and trees, going through them.
I know.
And then once again, a job that provided service that you first took whenever you were 19 years old.
Right.
And even though your military career is now over, you're in a job and in an industry that provides a service for people that are in need.
Very true.
So
very true.
So with the with that, right? So the roofing, your career path taking you from the Air Force that you couldn't get into, so you became, a seaman, and then we can say
so.
that, right?
So you can say,
you can say that.
but going seaman.
I was
though.
an airman.
Okay, you were an airman.
I was an airman.
All right.
All right. So you
Slightly
still
different.
kind of got the
If you get
airman
a-
thing,
Yeah,
right?
if you get a
Why
C
not?
rate, you're a seaman.
Okay.
If you get an aviation rate, a rate is your job.
Right,
If you get
right.
an aviation rate,
Sure.
you're an airman.
Okay.
So you still
So
got
I
to be an
lucked out.
airman.
But in boot camp, I was a
You were a
seaman.
All right.
So why not Marine Corps though?
My dad, he said,
Really?
son, now do you really want to go be a bullet sponge? I don't think he wasn't totally right about that,
No.
No.
No. I mean, you could be in the infantry in the army, right? And
Right.
what's, the Marines are.
I
mean,
just,
they're
What you explained about your grandfather, what he was doing as a Marine.
yeah, so I think a lot of my dad's maybe bias stemmed from his childhood.
Okay.
My grandfather always being gone. That's not a life for someone who has kids. And, daddy always knew that I would have kids,
Yeah.
And I think he tried to guide me, just like any father would, guide me in the right direction, to help me achieve my goals without me even knowing it,
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you said he was a good father, and I think that a good father doesn't mean that they make the correct decision at the right time, but it means that even their bad decisions are still rooted in your best interests.
Yeah.
And so even though it may not have been handled in a way where you look back and say, I'd never do that to my kid, that's great because you can realize the mistake that he made, but understanding the intent that he did it with.
right, exactly.
No
No doubt.
I think
No
that's
doubt.
something that, that we all try to do.
Yeah.
I think for the most part. I mean, Roscoe put Ray through a wall. Well, almost put his hand through a wall saying, Ray, if you don't straighten up, you'll be through the wall the next time.
100%.
Or Raymond. I'm
100%.
sure it was Raymond and not Ray. Whenever
It was
whenever
never
you
Ray.
bullied your sister.
Yeah, it was never Ray. It was always Raymond.
Mm-hmm. Do you have siblings?
So I'm an only child from my mom and my dad, but I have I have an older half sister and half brother from my mother's first marriage.
Okay.
And then I have 3 step siblings.
Gotcha.
From my stepmom.
So,
But yeah.
Wait, all right. So we'll
Yeah.
circle back to where we were headed though. Whenever you got, when did you start with the company you work for right now? What's the name of the company that you work for?
So I work for his name's Jared Hayes. He's the owner. He's a younger guy like me. He's 30 years old. He grew up in Baton Rouge. He actually played college football. He was a quarterback at Jackson State.
Okay.
So I started working for him about 4 months ago.
Okay.
Man, this year's been crazy. It's been a really crazy year for me.
So what? Crazy in the sense of what? That
I'll go into detail.
All right.
Whatever you feel
so
comfortable going into.
When I met Ray, I was part owner in a construction company. I won't name the name.
That's fine.
I'll keep that confidential. I'm no longer part of that company. Not because I didn't want to be part. I wanted to be part of the company. However, my business partner didn't want me as part of the company. There were just some things going on that I didn't feel quite comfortable with, and you know. So
yeah, make decisions that are best for you.
Yeah, and my father went in the hospital in mid-January. So I didn't do anything with the company really from the end of November because of the holidays and everything. Um, you know, even through I called my business partner when I was at the hospital in the ICU waiting room when my dad had his leg amputated. And I kind of just caught up with him, like, hey man, you know, sorry I haven't been in touch with you. I've had a lot going on. My dad's in the hospital, like he's already almost died twice. And so we talked it out and everything seemed good. Well, maybe my dad was in the hospital for 47 days. Between ICU and the floor and back and forth. Anyway, 47 days later he passed away. So I was pulling up to Chapapilla for my son's soccer game, and I get a call from my business partner. Hey man, how's it going? Oh, good. Hey, I just wanted to give you a call and let you know I took you off the website for the business, and you're no longer part of the business anymore. You're just I said so I don't have any more equity. I was supposed to be a 40% partner. The problem is, man, because my dad, I'm too trusting of a person. I guess I kind of live by the mentality of I'm gonna trust you off the bat. I'm not gonna make you earn it because I'm human too. But I'm gonna let you prove to me that trust that I've given you is good. If you go and you break my trust, okay, we're done. So obviously that's not the way to do things, right? But I have a big heart, and my big heart gets in the way a lot of times. So, you know, I can't tell you the countless times I've done work for people for free just because maybe they're elderly or maybe they're handicapped or like I don't charge, like maybe I'll go out there planning to charge them, but I don't even charge them.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like you're good. Like, thank you. You know, you're good. Because I just like to help, honestly. I just want people to enjoy their life.
No, there's worse qualities to have.
Enjoy your
definitely
life.
Worse qualities to
And
have.
if I can help you by doing one small task to enjoy your life, please let me help. You know? And my dad instilled all that in me. You know, but yeah, he called me that day and said, hey, you're done.
It's done.
It's like, well, I was supposed to be a 40% partner. We never did an operating agreement or anything. It was all just over text and over phone call and, you know, and face to face. So I got burnt, but it's cool.
Yeah.
God put me in the right place. During those 47 days that my dad was in the hospital, I was working a lot, right? I was still working at Morton's in Madisonville at that point, serving, managing, that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't get off till really late, but as soon as I would get off, I'd drive up there and stay in the ICU with him until the visiting hours were over and they could only have one person. So then my stepmom would stay the night with him. He went in because, you know, he had bad diabetes and he had nicked his toe, his big toe.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like he tried to hide it from us for like months, and my stepmom finally like smelled something, and she thought it was just, I don't know, he didn't get a shower or something.
It smells like rot. Like, yeah.
Well,
it's such a weird smell.
She saw his toe. Well, he went to the doctor. He got that taken care of. He was on wound care for months. It just wasn't getting better. Well, so he went in because it had gotten infected. He went in to have the toe amputated. They were just going to take the toe off. Well, they went in there, they took the toe off, and they're like, oh no, like the infection is in the bone. Okay. So they went back in again, took like half his foot off. Well, then they took from his, basically like 6 inches from below his knee down, on his leg. And he did great. He made it through the surgery. But at that point, he had been NPO, which is you can't drink or eat anything. NPO, that's a status they put you in the hospital. He had been NPO, because he had been going into surgery and out of surgery, into surgery, out of surgery for like 3 weeks. And so he hadn't been eating a lot. Well, once we had gotten to that point, when he finally kind of was coming to, he didn't really have much desire to eat anything. It was hard for us to get food in his belly, and that was kind of it.
Took a turn, and that was kind of yeah.
He just started kind of checking out. But when I was in the room with him, he was like, Mama, like, Daddy. I knew right then and there. I was like, I just started preparing myself. I was like, because they say when people start seeing their loved ones that have passed on, usually that's
a sign
them coming to get them, right?
Yeah.
So hey.
No, and there's a lot to be said for that too. And I think it's like one of those selfish things of mentally preparing yourself for what you know is going to happen. It doesn't mean that it'll be easier.
Yeah.
But there is a certain level of comfort that comes with not having a tragedy of like a car wreck.
Yeah.
This was something that you could see coming down the line.
Yeah.
And then it happens fast, no matter if it lasted for 6 months or if it lasted for 47 days. Yeah. It's going to be a fast time period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of what ifs and what should have dones and I wish I'd have, and that's normal.
Yeah.
It's such a good thing to doubt the way you handled it in preparation for helping your kids later in life. Is the only way I see it.
Yeah.
It's the only way I see it. And you have 3 little ones that are going to need some weird advice about things that you've never known that you were going to give advice about at some point in time.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, what's the biggest biggest hurdle that you've had as far as a dad goes, right? So we've got a lot of background from you. Let's find out what it is to be one of those 3 kids walking through the door trying to make sure is dad the pushover or is dad the disciplinary?
Yeah, so that is one thing that I'm constantly checking myself on is like that line between love and being the cool dad or the disciplinarian and the drill sergeant.
Which one do you lean?
Man,
which one is more
I'm
of
both.
a challenge?
I'm
no,
both.
but which one is more of a challenge for you to keep your balance? Like, do you have to tend to, hey, I need to chill out and be cool, or do I need to stricken up on, like, which one?
So it's not one of those things where you could just go right off and I definitely, when I am the disciplinarian, I definitely am checking myself, making sure, like, look,
am I overreacting?
If this was me, because when I was a kid, my dad, he didn't play.
Okay,
he didn't play. So I don't want my kids to receive the same discipline that I received because it was a different day and time.
You don't necessarily want them to be intimidated by your discipline as much as respect the discipline, right?
Right.
Would that make sense?
Yeah. But like at the end of the day, they know I love them to death. They know like we're good.
Who do they go to if they really want something? Knowing, all right. So for instance, based off what you're saying, if you wanted something and you knew that the answer should probably be no, you're going to probably ask mom, right? Because you knew that. Because so deep down, so your kids, which one do they play?
They play us both.
Do they really?
They play us both because we're sticky on some things, and like I'll be a stickler on one thing, and she'll be kind of lax with it, or it's kind of.
So they're trying to figure out, all right, and so they're still little.
Yeah.
So now it's like they kind of just go to both, and then I guess as they get older, you turn into a race situation where they know full well that dad's going to say no to this one, so we're just going to leave him out of the equation and go straight to mom.
They know better. Do you have a base? Look, I'm pretty sure because you've already mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
You walk by faith.
I do.
We do as well. Other than using the Bible, do you have a base set of rules that you've explained to your little ones? Or are you just like, okay, that was wrong?
Are they learning on the fly? Like what my expectations are? I feel like it's definitely a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
My faith is definitely the groundwork for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And my father had an extremely strong faith in God.
Mm-hmm.
You're only as strong as your foundation. Well, I feel like my dad, he really did prepare me to be a man of God and a father of God. Like, you know,
Yeah.
teach my kids the ways, live by these values, live by, you know. So I really try. Like, I don't want to sound like cliche or anything.
No,
but,
well, I mean, the cliches exist
but
for a
what would
reason.
Jesus do?
Yeah.
Every time I make a decision, I honestly think along those lines, man. Like,
You know how many people don't, though?
yeah, I know.
And it's reflected every day in the society,
Yeah.
especially around where you coach youth sports, you're involved, your kid is getting into that level where
Yeah.
it gets a little more serious. You obviously were a serious athlete. And there's a lot of parents that should probably check that phrase before they walk through the gate at a park,
Yeah.
because they do not do what Jesus would do in a lot of those situations.
Yeah.
As we spend a lot of time at ballparks and soccer fields and basketball
Mhm.
courts with my little one. So no, I think that if there's something, whether it be what would Jesus do, or just knowing that the faith and foundation that's put in you is that in the core,
Yeah.
you're gonna be all right, and your kids are gonna pick up on that.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what we try to do.
Yeah.
And,
I think right now you have, they're still so young.
Yeah.
So to try to instill rules in them would be pretty tough right now.
Mhm.
So when my kids got to preteen,
Yeah.
I can say his is very close.
Yeah.
Got to
No,
preteen,
don't
I gave him
say
like, oh, they're
Don't say
close.
that.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
I gave him 3 rules. There was like 3 rules.
Uh-huh.
The golden rule,
Uh-huh.
right? Treat others,
Yeah.
right? The golden rule.
Yeah.
Then the other rule was, if you got nothing good to say, don't say anything. And then the last one was, because, now they're out there with friends, et cetera,
Right.
just make sure that you don't do anything, because it's going to reflect on you and it's going to reflect on us.
Yeah.
So those were like the 3 basic rules that we had.
Yeah.
As they got older. But it's always, just like you said, based on our faith. When we saw them do something, did that feel right?
Yeah.
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 And then we, discipline accordingly.
Yeah.
So does this happen in your house though? It's you and your wife,
Mhm.
kids do something wrong, you discipline.
Mhm.
Does the wife go, hey, probably a little too much in front of the kids?
No.
Or do you all talk about it later?
Let's just put. I'll just put it this way. I try really hard not to get to that point.
What point?
To the point of her having to say something to me about the way that I discipline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're very conscious.
Extremely.
No, man, that's such a great quality, which
Extremely.
means that you're not,
Wow,
you
that's
have,
good.
Ray and I talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
You have emotional maturity.
Yeah. Well,
That's what that's what that is.
life's beat me up.
Mhm.
Life has literally beat the shit out of me more than 10 times. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the way I explained, and I guess I didn't really ever hit on this, but I know for a fact that people who watch this will be able to relate with me. If you were in the military and let's say you're in the military and you decided, I'm not going to re-enlist, right? Well, your chain of command is not going to like that very much, especially if you're a good sailor or a good Marine or whatever. If you're good at your job, they want you to stay, right? They want retention. Well, you tell them you're going to get out, some commands are very good. They really help you with that transition. But a lot of commands, I feel like they don't do enough for people. I really don't. Like, they have this thing called TAPS class, which is a requirement that you have to complete before you can officially get off active duty.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Transition Assistance Program. It's good. They bring in employers around the area, and they kind of put on a little job fair for everybody, and then they also help you write a resume and stuff like that. But I was a loadmaster. It's kind of hard to find that job in the civilian world. It's really not super prevalent. So I kind of started having to look in different directions. Well, I interviewed like 4 times with the plants. I was trying to get a job in the plant as an operator. And they just weren't hiring me, man. And I'm just sitting there burning through everything I had saved. I had 2 in diapers, and one of them was still on formula at that time. And I had my money stopped. Like, that was it. Once I stopped terminal leave, no more money from the military. So it was an extremely hard time for me and my family getting off active duty. I I had 2 vehicles repoed.
Mm-hmm.
I had my water bill cut off. I had my electric bill cut off. I mean, we were going to the neighbor's faucet, filling up a pot just to, like bathe and stuff with it. Like, we were struggling. Granted, thank God the military has VA mortgages. I was able to get a house for us when I got off active duty through the VA.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But I just felt like there was a lot lacking, because, when someone goes in the military and they're in there for 6 years, you're changing that person. Their ultimate goal is to break you down and then build you back up, right? The way they want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's how it is. But if you're gonna do that to someone at such a young age who is still very fragile, whether you want to admit they are or not, if you're gonna rewire somebody, you gotta be able to say, hey, we rewired you. You don't know how to be a civilian. Let us help you be a civilian.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
They don't do that. It's super taboo. It's like, oh, you're getting out? Well,
we're done.
Good luck, buddy. You should really think about it. You should stay in because you're probably going to be homeless. Like, I'm telling you, I've had people tell me that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Wow. Yeah. Like,
no, it's sad though.
No, my sister went through the same thing. She was in the Air Force. Yeah. 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's hard.
It all depends on which one you go into.
Yeah.
When they build you up and bring you back down, because I know Marine Corps is really bad about that.
Yeah.
Army really bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Air Force, Navy,
Yeah.
But I know they do that. That's just it's a complicated situation. I know a little bit about it. That's all. Because my son, my dad, and my sister.
Right.
I just like Jared, I didn't have the levels to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm just gonna play football.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm just gonna play football.
Yeah, that's cool too.
But it's just, but that's and also just make sure you understand this too. What he explained earlier. When we say thank you for your service, do you feel funny about that?
No, not really. I
hope you do appreciate.
I truly do. I truly do. I truly do. I promise you that.
Good.
One group of veterans that I really try to highlight anytime I see them out in public, man. Anytime I see like a Vietnam veteran hat, I specifically make it a point to walk up to that man or woman and say, thank you for what you did, because you got to remember the climate for them when they came back.
Yeah, and it was the stupidest freaking war we ever fought.
Like,
yeah.
So I always try to tell them thank you.
Yeah, they were. That was a tough spot.
That was bad.
Yeah. That was
So
they were hated for a war they didn't want to fight to begin with.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah, that was.
So yeah,
and I agree with that. It's different because the World War II vets, which we don't have very many left now, they're like superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
For the time that it was, and there will never be another vet that will be thought of in the regard of what World War II vets were thought of. It's just not going to happen. Right. For one, it's hard to trust the government, point in case of what you just said. And every time we turn on the freaking news, so there's the obvious reasons that go along with that. And even whenever, have you been to the World War II Museum in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
And you walk through with a certain reverence. I've been to it a few times, and I need to go back again. And when you first walk through it, it's overwhelming in certain aspects of, this is crazy. This is wild. Look what happened. The timeline, the drama, the war, the fighting. And then the next time I walked through it, I was taking it in for, what if I wasn't from here? If I wasn't from here and I'm looking at this stuff, like the amount of propaganda that was placed in front of people at that time of the good guy versus the bad guy. And that's so much of what the war pitch was that we were ingrained with. And it's like, this is kind of messed up, man. Like, propaganda is such a negative connotation with the word, because there's not very much like positive propaganda unless you're promoting God, family, and that's just usually not what it's used for.
Yeah.
And this is promoting a propaganda speech for pride in the United States, pride in your country, but almost done in a way that completely discounted the enemy, not showing any type of respect for the enemy from the civilian standpoint, but knowing that anytime a war is fought, a great deal of respect is paid towards the enemy because they're not dumb. We may be the best, but they're still not dumb. We're told we're the best, so we're supposed to believe we're the best military. We're the strongest. It's all this propaganda speak that's what everyone recalls. The United States will never be dethroned.
We definitely are the best military.
and that's a great thing to truly believe, and I do believe it.
Yeah.
It's just that museum, whenever you walk through it, thinking of it as if you had a World War II vet that was Japanese, and they walked through there and like, well, this isn't what we were really living like whenever the war was going on, and who's the bad guy and who's the good guy, and it's a different museum when you can walk through it and take it in for not we are the best, and just taking it in for this is the history timeline, and look how crazy things got to get us to where we are today. But no, that generation, they did something. No military generation will ever be regarded in the same light as what World War II vets were.
Yeah, definitely the greatest generation.
3 kids, little. Obviously, a lot of stuff has happened that time for yourself is not something that you're even concerned about, right? Because you were looking to provide at times whenever you didn't know if you would be able to provide. But there is still stuff that you have to do for your own mental well-being. What is it that if you happen to get 3 minutes of not having to deal with a little one running around, what are you going to? What's your go-to release, your mental release? It can't involve the kids. It's got to be something completely selfish. If the day is to yourself because the wife brought the kids to go visit grandma, and you're like, I got 9 hours and no one. What are we doing?
9 hours?
What are we doing?
Well, I used to play golf, but
but then you had kids, and
expensive.
Yeah.
Time consuming.
It's time consuming.
And you got little kids.
Yeah. This might sound super simple, but man, I just like to go out in the backyard and listen to the birds chirp.
That's what you're gonna do. One day of doing nothing.
Quiet.
You got to do something.
One day of doing nothing.
One day of doing nothing.
I'd probably go fishing. I'd go fishing, or
that's where you find your peace.
Yeah, definitely
fishing.
Yeah.
So okay, that's what I meant. Like that's it. You don't have to worry about untangling anybody's line because you're on the boat by yourself.
Right.
You don't have to worry about I need another Capri Sun. Oh, my sandwich is soggy, or any of that. It's like it's you, an ice chest, and a rod and reel in your hand, and that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like to go,
and you can hear the birds chirping too. So.
I do like to go shoot my guns too.
Do you?
I go to the little range down there on 20.
That's a big decompression right there.
Yeah,
because that's actually something that you can do on a more regular basis than going on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
But so that's it right there. If you just afternoon free, that's where you'll probably find some time to go. Shoot some guns.
Yeah, I like it over there.
Favorite pistol?
SIG P226, old Navy SEAL pistol.
Nice.
Now they got the P320s, but whatever. The 226 is
sort of goes. He's making me feel like we're talking to Sean right now. He always gifts them
a gun
if they're operators.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
He always gifts them like a SIG.
Yeah, he gave that. He gave one of those guys
the rifle,
their new assault rifle they came out.
Yeah,
thing's sweet.
Oof. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sorry.
No, why be sorry?
Go down that weapons rabbit hole. Well, that's nice. But then you said there's a range on 22.
Yeah, it's called LA Guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right there by the Beatco supermarket.
So they did the same thing that
Apocalypse.
Yeah,
over here. I went to Apocalypse too. I really like it there also. Yeah. The guys are there are really cool.
Yeah.
They have a huge selection.
Yeah, one of my good buddies worked there for years, and they just moved to Nashville. So it was
really,
he was a really good cook. They had a swimming pool. They lived 4 houses down. Life was better. But, oh well, Igor. He's Ukrainian actually.
Oh, cool.
So,
wow.
Good friend.
All right,
good friend.
So you played ball. What position did you play though?
So I played. I was always a lineman.
Yeah. Well, I assume they probably didn't say you need to lose 40 pounds if you were a DB.
No,
so O-line or D-line?
I played both. Yeah.
Both?
So I was I played both ways in high school, but when I got to college, I was playing O-line at first, just like right guard. And then I transferred and I was playing defensive end / nose guard at East Mississippi. I played center in high school. So I was just snapping with one of the guys before practice one day, and Coach Stevens came up and was like, "Wow, you didn't tell me you could snap like that." So he put me at center at practice that afternoon, and
you became the center.
I just blew him away. He was like, "You're playing center," So yeah.
So you were in the trenches in one way or another.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which one did you enjoy the most?
Man,
what side of the ball should I say?
I love defense.
Yeah,
I love defensive end because I was always a really good pass rusher. So I just like sacking the quarterback.
Well, that's that whole thing where if you're on the offensive line and you shut down your guy for every play but one, every single game, you're a bum.
Yeah.
And if you beat the offensive line one time every single game, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's the joys of it's a thankless job being on the offensive line.
No doubt.
So you stopped after 2 years though. You didn't want to go on and play.
Yeah, I got kind of discouraged.
He's a different kind of coach. Is it because of the coach?
No.
Okay.
No, not because of the coach.
Okay.
Just because kind of my situation, man.
Gotcha.
I had a lot of outside things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the main thing was I got discouraged because, so I graduated when I was 17, right? So here I am in college. I'm playing against guys, at East Mississippi. I'm playing against guys who, like Jameis Winston when he stole the crab legs. Okay, remember that?
Yeah.
All right. So I was playing with guys from like Georgia who stole something or
you play with thugs.
Yeah.
You say it.
No. I love these guys, man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They came from a different life.
Oh yeah.
It was a different life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were playing with guys who ended up there, didn't work to get there.
Right.
And there's a difference.
Yeah, guys that came from huge D1 programs, starting at a D1 program, went from that to that.
Yeah.
For a year. They didn't have a choice. And if they jacked up there, you're done completely.
Yep.
You're not going back. Like, Nick Saban was on our campus almost like every other week. He'd come down there either telling coach he was sending a new guy or looking for somebody to take the Bama with him,
I mean, when it comes to JUCOs, you played at a pretty significant junior college.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
especially with that coach. I saw the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you seen?
No. I watched it.
Yeah,
he was intense.
Yeah,
right.
Very.
I met you 3 years ago.
Yep.
Was it in the draft room where I was getting loud and boisterous, or was it before that? Or was it at the?
Yeah. You were voicing your opinion in there.
So why did you feel compelled to talk to me?
So y'all coached together?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Different age groups.
Oh yeah. You were the older kids, and
No, I think where I actually started talking to you was in the stands.
That's
Remember?
what I thought.
When Dustin called because they were having problems with the refs and all that.
Yep.
That was where I really first, had like a full conversation with you.
Uh-huh.
That's where you told me you went to Pitt, played football at Pitt, and
remember what I told you?
So humble, right?
Well, no. Remember what I told you?
Because
something
led into him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's always something that leads into it.
Yeah.
And then Ray is like,
so we have a show coming out talking about if you're an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. Right. This is. I know you're like, are you? Yeah. I'm an introvert. There's four different types of introverts. I hit all four.
Okay.
I think he hit one.
Okay.
You could tell, not an introvert.
Yeah.
So talking about football
Mm-hmm.
is one of those things that leads you into that little roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right. So that was it, right?
Yep.
We started talking about ball.
Definitely. Yeah.
So getting into coaching little kids, obviously because you were coaching your little boy, you didn't just sign up for the love of the game type thing.
Yeah.
How's that going so far? Because he's 8, right? 8,
Yeah.
going on 9, almost 9.
Yeah, he's almost 9.
And how many sports have you coached? Well, what sports does he play? How about that? Right.
So he plays soccer, he plays football, and he played t-ball for a year, but he wasn't super in love with it. But he was
t-ball's garbage.
He was 4,
Yeah, it's boring.
But now his buddy, our next door neighbor, she has 3 boys, and they play every day. I play out in the yard with them every day.
Always I didn't love football or
Yeah.
basketball when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My buddy said, come try out with me.
Yeah. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or else I wouldn't have played.
Now he wants to play baseball. Now he wants to
So
play
he just
travel
wants, he wants to
ball.
play
Buddies
sports.
always-
So
always-
Yeah.
sports are
it's
awesome. The more
Yeah.
sports you play, the better athlete you become.
I
The more
just-
teammates you
I
have.
agree.
I just love the fact that friends pull you in.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
what do
sure.
you coach him in? What sports do you coach him in?
So all I've coached him in so far is football.
Okay.
But I might coach soccer this year. We'll see.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you some advice.
Okay.
Is that
And-
Shabapila?
And this is my little boy is, he'll be 10
Mhm.
very soon. Beginning of 2026, he'll be 10 years old.
Okay.
Okay. And he has played everything. He's a good little athlete, which
Mm-hmm.
is great because it's fun to watch him play. But soccer, baseball, basketball, flag football, runs cross country,
Oh,
anything that he can do,
Yeah.
he wants to do.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of guys who want to be a part of coaching their kids, and that's great.
Yeah.
They should be, because they don't have enough good coaches out there. When there are good coaches, they should be out there.
Yeah.
My advice to you is this: don't become the dad who feels he has to coach his kid in every single thing. And the main reason why
Yeah.
is just because, and I say this a lot, I'm like, because you can't pick your boss.
Yeah.
You can't pick your college professors. You can't pick your in-laws. You can't pick any of that stuff in life.
Yeah.
So playing for a coach and learning how to adapt to different coaching is going to play a lot bigger dividends for him in life.
Yeah.
Obviously, you played at a different level than a lot of people get to because you got to play football past high school.
Yeah.
And you've had a lot of different coaches, some that you like, some that you didn't. And I think even guys who played collegiate sports still fall into a trap of not allowing others to coach their kids because they don't want that coach to mess up something for their kid.
Yeah. Right.
So it becomes I don't want this coach to ruin it.
Yeah.
But then again, they're still not allowing necessarily the kid to develop and adapt to a coaching style.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that if you don't always coach them, they'll allow you to coach them outside. So just think about
like
being
that.
involved.
Thank you.
And I've gone with a really strict rule of never coaching him in more than one sport since he started playing.
Yeah. And
And I've held true to that so far. And he started playing soccer when he was like 3 years old.
maybe that's what I'll do then.
And so but you
'Cause
want to make sure,
Megan's-
or
Megan's
helping
like-
out, or,
Yeah.
being a practice dad.
Yeah.
Coaches, good coaches, usually they'll let guys who know what's going on. Hey,
Right.
you want to come help me run this drill, whatever.
Right.
And then boom, you're off to the side for the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Practice that's fine. Because you can coach other kids and not have to worry about yours
Yeah.
because you're doing that drill. If he's in your drill, cool. If he's not in your drill, you're on to the next one. No
Yeah.
big deal.
Okay.
Less responsibility.
Cool.
So I think if you can find that one to, coach him, he knows he's got you for that one.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, let other people
Okay.
kind of do it. I think
Yeah, I like
especially
that.
it sounds like he's headed down the line of being a pretty decent athlete. If he's, if he's into all the different sports,
Yeah, he's pretty good, man.
then
Pretty
I
good.
think it'd pay off for him.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Lane Kiffin, Paxton
Lane
Lyle.
Kiffin's going to be gone so
I know.
long ago
Go
before
ahead.
that
I'll
happens.
offer him now. Offer him now.
Hey,
Here's another piece of advice I'd like to give you too.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned this one the hard way. I'm the hardest on my kids. I don't know. I know he's hard on his kid. Just because you're harder on him and you don't feel like, I think I'm going to let so-and-so start versus having my kid start, don't do it. If he's the better kid, your kid, let him start.
Yeah.
Because what happens is your daddy's a coach. This is at school.
Yeah.
But you don't start.
Yeah.
And they know he's good enough to start.
Yeah.
So I just want you to know, I'm putting that in your head too.
Yeah.
If he's good enough to start, let him start. If you know he's not, and there's another kid better than him,
Yeah.
that kid, the other kid
no.
should start.
Trust me.
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people
I was gonna
say it
say.
and then they don't get, and then they can't go to home at night and not have it. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's walking through the door and mom getting grilled by the assistant coach that's not on the field called mom.
Yeah.
So that happens
Oh, no.
sometimes. No.
I
know
got
it.
you.
Yeah,
I got
it
you. I got
happens
you.
at times for people. And
Yeah.
you see it happen. You see it happen. When you see it happen between games, whenever the coach gets pulled to the side by mom,
Yeah.
by his wife, and wondering what he's doing. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not go. Whenever the wife is questioning the head coach's
Mhm.
decision right there. So who's really coaching the team? But no, you were about to say something. What was that?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, kind of along the lines of what you were saying. I started coaching for my son, I guess, in a way. Like, he was already good though. Like the year before I started coaching, he was already starting, you know? So like I coached to help him, but I had the love of coaching inside me. I just didn't realize it. And then once I got out there, I was like, I love this.
Yeah,
I love this. I'm teaching 7 and 8-year-old kids how to pass block. I'm teaching 7, 8-year-old kids how to be a pulling guard.
Yeah. And
Like-
you know how to do it from the dumbed down step of the first step.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I can layer it with this kid and like
And they
teach them
learned
more.
it.
Yeah.
Like 7 and 8-year-old kids.
It's so gratifying too. And it's okay.
So,
that's
you got me
that's one of
hooked.
No,
those
that's-
selfish things that's like so
Hey,
good to be selfish
If
about.
I could go
Yeah.
coach for a living, done.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would drop everything to go coach football for a living.
No, but that's good because see, when I was a Kenner, I was watching my second oldest boy
Uh-huh.
being coached. Some of them were good, some of them were bad.
Yeah.
First year out here in Ponchatoula, like
Yeah.
didn't like it. But the next year he couldn't play ball anymore, so I was like But I had another kid whose mom was like, "You should coach football."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's when you started coaching.
That's when I started coaching because I was coaching basketball. Coaching basketball out here is not the same. 1 hour,
Yeah.
1 day a week.
Yeah.
It's not the same. But when you're coaching football, you get them for 3 or 4 days, hour and a half to 2 hours.
Mhm.
I always push 2 hours.
No doubt.
And it was just like you said, you fell in love.
Man.
You're like, man, now I'm too old to do this for real.
No.
But no, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
No,
I
it's
really
fun.
love it.
Embrace it. Especially because it goes by so fast. And we got tricked into playing travel baseball really early whenever my little boy was like, he starts at 7U. He started whenever he was 6. So he was actually 5 whenever the fall season started.
Yeah.
And I say we got tricked because someone was like, oh man, just bring him out here. I'm like, dude, I don't think he's ready for it. We were playing T-ball 3 months ago. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he'll be all right. Well, he's on now we're playing travel ball. I'm like, oh, we went from T-ball to travel ball. And we got our brains beat in that first year, but it was worth every single second of it. And
Sure.
now he's in 10U and we're about to start our spring season. And our little team is really good. They're really competitive. Group of kids that's been together for a couple years now.
Yeah. Chemistry's
And
huge.
I'm like, travel baseball ends at like 12U.
Really? At 12 you?
You go to high school. It's done.
Oh.
It's so fast.
There's other kinds of travel baseball when you get to that level.
No,
They'll find you.
no. It's high school. There's showcases that happen whenever you're in high school. But
I don't know about Louisiana.
no, there's some travel. It's not travel baseball in the sense of we play for the Hammond Yankees.
Yeah,
and there's a Hammond
right.
Yankee
No.
team.
No.
There's opportunities to play like summer ball. But once high school season starts, there's the local high school summer league.
Oh, that's
And
right.
so a lot of kids
That's
are
right.
end up playing for their
That's
high
right.
school coach during the summer.
Yep.
And that's the route that it ends up being, but it ends 12U.
Yeah.
12U is like the last year of, there's some 13U teams out there, but we're halfway through 10U now. And we have, 2.5 years. I'm sad
Wow.
already.
What does your boy
Yeah.
play?
He plays running back and linebacker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Totally different from you, huh?
Yeah.
Feels
I don't
good,
know where
huh?
he got. I was fast. Like, believe it or not,
Uh-huh.
when I was in college, I ran a 4.7.
A 4.7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fast.
Yeah.
Me. I
And
play tight end.
Yeah. And hey, I could run.
I ran a 4.89.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Just
my
say
best
4.
time.
That's like
Say
4.7. Mine's like 4.75.
Really?
Just say 4.8.
Well, this was at the senior combine.
Oh wow.
Okay, at the senior combine when they come
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
4.89.
Did they have the laser?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a
4.89.
laser. Yeah.
So I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Horrible.
6'2" 3/4. I always thought it was 6'3",
Don't you love
almost
that?
6'4".
Yeah.
6'2" 3/4.
Yeah.
Grew your hair out.
No, they do
I
this
know,
ruler on your freaking
Yeah.
head and they push it down. And it's
How
like,
about this theory? Whenever they measure people, shouldn't they just measure you for quarterbacks? This is a Barstool take that was hilarious. They should only measure quarterbacks up to their eyes. You shouldn't get any credit from the above the eyes. Because like Peyton Manning's like 6'4", but his eyes stop at 6'2".
I don't know if you've seen
And so
his
yeah.
brother always
Yeah.
trolls him.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
God.
That's-
Did you see the one where
yeah, where he had
interviewing
the
and
massive head behind him.
That was sick.
But it is true. When they measure a quarterback and someone like Peyton Manning, who's got a massive head, if they stop at the eyes, He's like 6 inches shorter.
It is true. It is true.
It wouldn't be a bad metric to use.
So is that the only one playing ball? Is the oldest?
Yeah. My daughter did cheer this past year.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's not. No dad has ever said cheer is awesome.
Yeah, she
I'm just,
she had a good time. She she learned. Yeah.
uh-huh.
She did. So a buddy of mine, I don't have a daughter, I don't have to worry about it, but the cheer competition stuff is hours upon hours to watch your kid go on stage for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even 3.5 minutes, for like 90 seconds.
I'm so happy we were very close with both my girls.
And they went
Very close. And one decided not to be an athlete anymore. And the other one was like, basketball. Oh, because I mean, like out in Pard, they gave her a little, because she was too young to be a cheerleader. They gave her a uniform, and so she was out there doing all the moves. I'm like, oh no,
she was mimicking a cheerleader.
Yes,
and
yes. and then I'm like, I'm going to sign you up for basketball. You want to play basketball? Okay.
Way
Boom.
to con that one. So, but
Change of focus.
Yeah, my buddy who has 2 daughters who now are in high school, and they did the competition cheer stuff, and it was just dads looking absolutely miserable, checking their fantasy lineup or watching college football on their phone, waiting for their kid to come on stage. And my buddy, who's a big Mardi Gras guy, owns a float rental business and all. They build floats and stuff, and he's like, dude, I know how to do one thing in life, and I know how to throw a party. Yeah. I know how to have fun. Like Mardi Gras has been around my whole life. Yeah. And they started tailgating for the cheer competition.
That's cool. It's not the guys that dress up all the same and they come to the competition.
Sometimes
leading the girls, and they have a boom box and
sometimes
they're dancing and stuff.
Sometimes
I've seen that
they get
on
stage and they'll do it.
They'll do a thing.
Yeah, they'll have a skit that they perform.
It's probably them that I've seen.
I mean, there's a lot of them. They're not that original. Okay. But they definitely started.
Props.
Yeah. Well, they definitely. He's like, they brought tents out there. They started grilling. They had speakers, and then there would be these dads that would walk by, and he's like, these dads would walk by with the saddest faces, like those dudes are having so much fun. Yeah. Hey, so what competition y'all going to next? They're like, oh, we're gonna be out here. We're like, oh, we're gonna be there too. And then those guys started. So now there's like parking lot parties.
Yeah. At least
they had. He's like, man, if I got to be out there all day, like we're gonna make it fun. And they did. He's like, I got to embrace it. He said, it just looked too miserable, just looking around, all these guys just miserable, knowing that I was giving up my whole Saturday to be at one of these cheer competitions to watch my daughter get on stage for 90 seconds. Yeah. So
that's rough. Yeah. And from what I hear, it's pretty pricey too to do that kind of stuff.
Oh, probably one of the bigger money grabs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think people say we're travel baseball. I'm like, travel baseball. Actually, we're playing travel soccer with Stisa.
Oh, yeah?
And it's more expensive to play soccer than it is to play baseball.
Dang, your kid's that good at soccer, huh?
He's good enough. He can handle his own. He's
a
good little athlete. I mean, he is. He works really hard.
That's cool.
He works really hard. He's not the best player on any team that he's a part of, but he happens to be on some really good teams because he works hard enough. Dude, he's really not.
He's humble.
No, he's really not. I don't want him to
I want to make sure, I tell him this all the time too, I want to make sure you could say that to me.
Yeah.
When I tell him that, you can say that to me. But don't ever tell yours that.
Oh, I don't say that to you.
I know you don't.
Yeah,
I know you don't
say that too.
But I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
But he's very aware of his teammates and who has the best weekend and who does this and who's reliable. He does not doubt his own ability at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have no desire for him to be the best player on his team until it matters, which is whenever he's in high school. All right, man. Well, Charles, it's been great getting to know you. We want to get to know you a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
And we want to do some fun questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you can't take too much time to think about these.
Okay.
You got to give me the answer off the top of your head.
All right,
okay?
rapid fire.
All right. If you could be a superhero, who would it be?
That's hard. The Hulk.
Hulk. There you go. Weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Puffin.
Which is?
It's a little bird. When I was in Iceland, we tried puffin. It was actually very delicious.
That's different.
I hope it would be if they made you eat that.
Yeah.
What's the emoji you use the most?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. So lame.
I know. I'm
if you could get a new first name, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know.
There's like a cool name, right? You love your name that much.
My boss calls me C4.
So you'd change your name to C4?
Nah, probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know.
All right, never mind.
You caught me with that
All
one.
right.
I don't know. I can't think of
I think we've already asked this, but we'll ask it again just to confirm your favorite place you've ever visited.
Spain.
The place you would like to visit the most. Never been to it. Got to pick one.
Never been to it. Got to pick one. Okay, let's go to South Africa. Let's go to South Africa.
I could do Cape Town in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never
get
been
on
there.
board in there. If you could win an Olympic gold medal, what sport would it be in?
Surfing.
Now, figure that one. Cat or dog?
Oh man. As I've gotten older, I've become a cat person, man. I like cats, man.
That's not good.
They're awesome.
I'll judge you. Favorite book?
Favorite book, the Bible.
That's not a bad answer.
I read that one,
Okay. Rank these movies worst to first.
Okay.
The Godfather, Star Wars, Dumb and Dumber, Fight Club.
Fight Club, Godfather, Star Wars. What were the other two?
Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber 4?
Yeah.
Close. As long as it went Star Wars first. All right, last one. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
Sure.
Oh, gosh. All right.
No
This
problem.
is Ray's friend that he introduced me to.
Oh, boy.
Full judgment going on. But no.
Yeah.
Real quick, best piece of advice you've ever been given.
Give it to God.
Oh, it's good.
That's really good.
That is really good.
Don't let it stress you out. I learned that over the past year and a half, and it's been hammered home. So
That's
give it to
Especially
God.
recently. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So,
Hey, Lane Kiffin to LSU.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Lane Kiffin to LSU.
Let's do it.
Did you like the process? Did you like how it happened? From a guy who's played in college ball.
Yeah.
Did you like the way it happened?
I think with the college football landscape nowadays and the kind of the temperature of everything, I think that's just how it had to go, because it's two powerhouse schools, both SEC schools. I mean,
they're not powerhouse. Only one of them is. I mean, seriously, Ole Miss is. I mean, come on.
yeah,
It's the rich kid
yeah,
cosplaying as powerhouse SEC.
but NIL, NIL.
Yeah, the real money's in Baton Rouge.
True, but
Yeah.
you know how many people in Oxford have money?
Yeah, they use it on a lot of
Come
other
on, man.
extracurriculars, though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately. Very
So-
good.
So, give it to God. If you made it all the way through this in one shot, you've definitely seen that was a recurring theme and such a great quote for Charles to give us to live by. He's been through a lot, and like all of us, we all have. And every story has a way to get you to find God, and he was no different than that as well. We appreciate him for joining us. We've had a great conversation about a lot of different things, from his growing up and the Katrina effects that he had, to his high school journey that took him in different ways, and on to playing college football and becoming a dad. Hardships and heroism, to an extent, also went along with that as well. 3 young kids, a loving wife, a man of faith, and someone who doesn't shy away from hard things, as I continue to try to do that every day in my life. And that is a motto that I want to live by. Do hard things, have more faith in God, and trust him, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So is
Always.
there anything that you would like to put out there, plug, social media, anything you'd like anybody to know about you?
Yeah, so I post a lot of my stuff on my personal Facebook page, Charles Lyle, Lyle. I also have a TikTok. It's Charles_roofs with an S. And then, please check out our Facebook page and also the website. It's at Choice Vine Roofing for the Facebook page. And then the website is choicevineroofing.com. So, yeah, if I can help anybody in any way, please let me know. I'd love to.
There you go. So need some roofing or any other construction around there, I'm sure that he can find the right guy for you if he can't handle it himself. And Ray, this was always great having a guest on. And until we do it again, make sure you drop a comment below, give us a like, follow, find us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, where else? Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
So until next time, we will see you on
New Dead Order.